I want to get you out the door with every result from every league in under 15 minutes, so that you're more informed about what's going on in the world of sports.
Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler Sports and this is the Sport Report.
And I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports. Welcome to a special edition of this all crazy sport newscast.
Broadcasting from somewhere in the United States.
Hit it, Blaze.
This is the Sport Report.
Wednesday, April 10th, 2019.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports, and this is the Sport Report. It's time to get you caught up on what's happening in the world of sports. This is Top of the Order.
In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
This is Top of the Order.
Before we get to Top of the Order, let me preface this. I took a personal day yesterday, just to get stuff done and, not focus on the sports world, thinking that nothing would happen. And the team at the Sport Report here did a fantastic job today, just prepping everything. I normally don't take personal days, but I needed one. And I didn't actually think anything would happen. And then a lot happened. So what do you think is going to be top of the order? Well, was it Dwayne Wade?
As simple as this, Wade County, I love you. Dwayne Wade, everybody, one more time. The champion.
No, that just doesn't seem right. Was it Dirk Nowitzki?
As you guys might expect, this was my last home game.
Both of those were pretty important, but I think this one takes the cake.
And so today, I'm going to step down as the president.
Yeah, that's Magic Johnson telling everybody that he's going to step down as Lakers president and surprise everybody in the sports world, including his boss, Jeannie Buss, who he didn't tell ahead of time. Wow, I think I picked a bad day to take a personal day. All the news just decided to happen. Well, let's catch you up on the final full slate of the NBA. Tomorrow is a partial slate. We'll get to that in a second. Let's hit it.
Bird takes the shot. It's gone! Oh my goodness! I can't believe it! Jordan with 2 seconds to go puts it up and scores at the buzzer! Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago!
Around the NBA.
If you're still recovering from that batch of news, well, you're not the only one. Let's catch you up on this 11-game slate in the NBA. Kemba Walker and Jeremy Lamb each had 23 points as the Charlotte Hornets defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers 124-97. Colin Sexton led Cleveland with 18 points in Channing Frye's final game. The Detroit Pistons erased a 22-point deficit against the Memphis Grizzlies, ultimately winning 100-93. DeLon Wright led the way for Memphis with 15 points as 4 players scored in double digits. Andre Drummond had 20 points and 17 rebounds for Detroit. The Boston Celtics rested most of their starters last night, and they still ended up winning 116-110. Scary Terry Rozier, former Louisville Cardinal, had 21 points for Boston, and Bradley Beal had 16 points for Washington. Dwayne Wade scored 30 points in his Miami finale, as we mentioned in Top of the Order. He will be retiring after tomorrow night's game. The Heat were also eliminated from playoff contention, even though they defeated the Philadelphia 76ers 122-99. The New York Knicks defeated the Chicago Bulls in a battle of the two worst teams in the Eastern Conference, 96-86 at the United Center. The Toronto Raptors beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 120-100, both teams in triple digits. Kawhi Leonard had 20 points for Toronto, and Andrew Wiggins had 16 points for Minnesota. Tyus Jones recorded a double-double for the Timberwolves, 11 points and 10 assists. The Golden State Warriors won 112-113. DeMarcus Cousins, 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists for Golden State. Steph Curry limped off the court early in the game. He should be ready for Game 1 of the first round. Michael Jordan saw 2 records of his go down in the same game. The Dallas Mavericks defeated the Phoenix Suns 120-109. So where did the 2 records come into play? Well, Dirk Nowitzki, in his final game in Dallas, scored 30 points in his finale, just like Dwayne Wade. Nowitzki is also the oldest player to score 30 points in a game, breaking Michael Jordan's record by over 200 days. The second record to go down, Jamal Crawford, who scored 51 points for Phoenix. Yes, he scored 51 of their 109. He's the oldest player in NBA history to score 50-plus points, breaking, you guessed it, Michael Jordan's record. Donovan Spidey Mitchell, another Louisville product, had 46 points, a career high for him, as the Utah Jazz beat the Denver Nuggets 118-108. Due to the Oklahoma City victory over the Houston Rockets, the Denver Nuggets have a chance to clinch the number 2 seed later tonight as they take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. They could clinch the number 2 seed while playing indoors with a blizzard going on outside. That's a great intro to a game tomorrow. We might have to use that. Speaking of the Houston Rockets, they fell 112-111 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Paul George hit a game winner with 1.8 seconds left from the corner, and the Houston Rockets will probably be the 3 seed unless Minnesota defeats Denver later tonight. Finally, as if the Lakers didn't have any more issues, their entire coaching staff is rumored to be fired. 104-101, Portland defeats the Lakers. Harkless won at a buzzer for Portland. Man, the day just does not get better for LA. So how do the standings stack up after last night's games? The Bucks are in first, the Raptors in second, the Sixers in third, Boston in fourth. The top 4 seeds are locked in. Indiana in fifth is also locked in. Brooklyn is 6, Orlando is 7, that is to be determined later tonight. And the Detroit Pistons are in 8, but they have not clinched. They're the only seed to have not clinched in the NBA. They still have the Charlotte Hornets in contention, but they do lead Charlotte by a full game, so a win by Detroit clinches the 8th spot in the East, or a loss by Charlotte clinches Detroit the 8th spot in the East. In the Western Conference, the Golden State Warriors are the 1 seed. Denver will probably be the 2, Houston the 3, Portland the 4, Utah 5, the Thunder of Oklahoma City at 6. San Antonio Spurs and LA Clippers are tied for 7th. Clippers are in 8th due to a few tiebreakers. So what does the slate of the final day of the NBA regular season look like? Pacers are at the Hawks, Heat at the Nets, Magic at the Hornets, Pistons at the Knicks at the Garden, Bulls at the Sixers, Warriors at the Grizzlies, Thunder at the Bucks, Mavericks at the Spurs in an all-Texas battle, Timberwolves at the Nuggets, Jazz at the Clippers, and the Kings at the Trailblazers. The nice thing about tomorrow's games, all games begin at 8 p.m. Eastern or 10:30. Check your local listings for games. Now we transition to the Diamond.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone! And Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight and the Mets win it.
Touch 'em all, Joe. Home run! Mike Piazza! Jeter backhands from the outfield grass. Got it! Man, what a play!
Now from Major League Baseball.
If you want to talk about a fun night in the NBA, well, the MLB had its fair share of fun as well. The Atlanta Braves beat the Colorado Rockies 7-1. The Rockies are 0-5 at home this season. The Cleveland Indians hit 4 home runs in an 8-2 rout of the Detroit Tigers. In their previous 9 games, the Indians had 4 home runs in total. Tampa Bay Rays 10-5 winners over the Chicago White Sox. Cincinnati Reds shut out the Derek Jeter Miami Marlins 14-0. Oakland Athletics 13-2 against the Baltimore Orioles. Washington Nationals 10-6 in 10 innings over the Philadelphia Phillies. Bryce Harper hit a home run off Steven Strasburg. Every time I say Bryce Harper hits a home run or throws out a Washington Nationals player, it feels weird. 14-8 for the Minnesota Twins over the New York Mets. St. Louis Cardinals shut out the LA Dodgers 4-0. Houston Astros 6-3 over the New York Yankees. Seattle Mariners 6-3 winners over the Kansas City Royals. The Mariners now have the best record in baseball at 11-2. They are also the only team to currently have more than 10 wins in the MLB. Arizona Diamondbacks 5-4 over the Texas Rangers. San Francisco Giants 7-2 against the San Diego Padres. The Boston Red Sox have a heck of a bullpen, but very bad starters, which is completely the opposite from their World Series season of 2018. They lost 7-5 against the Toronto Blue Jays as Lourdes Gurriel stole home. That's correct. Somebody stole home plate against Chris Sale of all people, one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. Man, the Red Sox need to figure it out. Otherwise, somebody's going to have to hit a panic button. They're 3-9, and they lost their home opener on the day they got their World Series rings. Finally, in the last game of the MLB slate, the LA Angels, in a back-and-forth game with the Milwaukee Brewers, defeated the Brewers 11-8. We'd also like to mention that our Sport Report NHL correspondent Jack Esper is across the border in Winnipeg for Winnipeg Jets versus St. Louis Blues, but it costs money to call from Winnipeg, and we don't have the budget for that, so we sent him on assignment due to scheduling conflicts / my error and not realizing that you're going to send a correspondent to Canada when you don't have the budget for him to call and record. That creates a minor problem. So let's preview what the 8 first-round series in the NHL are. The number 1 seeded Tampa Bay Lightning will take on the second wildcard Columbus Blue Jackets. The winner will take on a battle of Atlantic Division rivals, the number 2 seeded Boston Bruins versus the number 3 seeded Toronto Maple Leafs. On the other side of the Eastern Conference bracket, the Metropolitan Division champion and defending Stanley Cup champion Washington Capitals will take on the Carolina Hurricanes, while the winner of that will face the winner of the New York Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins. In the Western Conference, the Calgary Flames will take on the Colorado Avalanche, number 1 seeded Flames versus the second wildcard Avalanche. Winner of that will take on the winner of the San Jose Sharks and the Vegas Golden Knights. On the other side of the Western Conference bracket, it will be the Central Division Nashville Predators versus the first wildcard Dallas Stars, who are also from the Central Division. The winner of that series will take on the winner of the second seeded Winnipeg Jets and the third seeded out of the Central Division, both teams out of the Central Division, St. Louis Blues. That's the Sport Report for April 10th, 2019.
For now, I'm Chandler.
Thanks for tuning into the Sport Report today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest in sports. Do you want to contact Chandler Sports or members of the Sport Report team? Visit sportreportcws.com.
This podcast is copyrighted by the Sport Report for viewers to understand sports from a news reporting basis. Any other use of this podcast, Sport Report logos, or anything associated with this podcast without the express written consent of Chandler Sports is strictly prohibited.
Finally, in the last game of the MLB slate, the LA Angels, in a back-and-forth game with the Milwaukee Brewers, defeated the Brewers 11-8.